In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create your own landing page in ClickFunnels and how to connect your own domain to it so that everything looks professional and trustworthy. I'm also going to give away the landing page that we're going to be building, so please watch till the end to find out how you can get it and use it for your business immediately. It's a more advanced page than we created in the previous video where I showed you how you can set up a simple landing page in Aweber to deliver your lead magnet and grow your email list. This time, we're not only going to build the landing page, but also the thank you page, which we're going to use for a very specific purpose, but more on this later. If you don't have a ClickFunnels account yet, click the link in the description to get your 14-day free trial of ClickFunnels right now, and let's create our landing page. Once you're logged into your ClickFunnels account, go to the quick link section here at the top and click on Build a Funnel. On the next page that opens, you now have several different options. You could click here and browse the funnel marketplace for lots of free and paid templates, or click here and create your own custom funnel. You could close this window and scroll through the different funnel types down here, learn more about them, and then select the template you want. Or, and that's what we're going to do now for this tutorial, we simply click here on the goal of the funnel, which is to collect emails. Then give your funnel a name and add a tag if you want, and click on Build Funnel. Now on the left here you can see that our funnel has been created, consisting of the opt-in page and the thank you page. What we need to do now is to pick one of the many templates for each page, unless you want to design your pages from scratch, of course. Just choose what you think works best for your offer. For this video, we're gonna go with this one here for the opt-in page. And for the thank you page, let's choose this one. Obviously, the design doesn't really match, which we would have to change before publishing, but you'll see in a bit why I've selected these two templates. Before we're now going to enter the ClickFunnels page editor, let me say that I don't want to waste your time here, so I'm not going to go into all the tiny details like how to change a font size and all the simple stuff like that. For one, because this video would then be much longer, and for another, because all this content already exists in my free training course, or full in-depth tutorial if you will. So whether you are just getting started with ClickFunnels or want to learn more about the platform, I definitely recommend you check out the course. Click the link down below to get free access to more than 3 hours of content about online sales funnel and every single detail of the ClickFunnels platform. So now let's click on Edit Page to enter the page editor. What you need to know now to start editing your landing page is two basic things. The settings menu up here, except for these three that are not important right now. And two, that any page you design consists of sections, highlighted by a green frame in the editor. Then inside sections there are rows, framed in blue, that can have just one or multiple columns. And lastly, inside the rows are all your elements, framed in orange. So let's change things on this template here, and for this tutorial I'm going to use my sales funnel course as the free lead magnet since we've just talked about it. By clicking on any element, remember, orange frame, a side menu opens where we can change the settings and appearance. Or we can also click the cog icon here on elements, rows or sections to see the relevant settings. First, I'm going to replace the logo here at the top and change the text. I'll speed this part up because it's basically self-explanatory how to do that. Now for this landing page I want to keep it as simple as possible, so I'm also going to remove the name form field here and just ask people to enter their email address. You can see that I also changed the color of the button and the text on it, the call to action. When we go into the settings of the button, you see this green button here. This is where we need to define what happens when someone submits their email address. The form will be submitted and the standard workflow is that then the next page in the funnel will be shown, which is our thank you page. As you see, there are many different actions you could assign to a button, but whenever we submit any kind of form data, the button action must be on submit form. Otherwise, the data of our new leads will be lost. This privacy notice here and also the links to the legal stuff down here we're just gonna keep as they are for this tutorial. Before we get to editing our thank you page, let's go through the settings menu up here that I mentioned earlier. The first one is integrations. This is where we need to define which tool we're gonna use to send out all our emails to our leads. This could be any external email autoresponder, which in my case is Aweber, or if you're on the ClickFunnels Platinum plan, then you can do everything within ClickFunnels. So I would select Aweber here, then choose Add to List with Tag, and finally I need to tell ClickFunnels to which email list my new leads shall be added. Once this is done and I've set up my email campaign and automation in Aweber, my new leads will receive their welcome email after they submitted their email address on our landing page here. The second settings item here is SEO metadata. This is where we can add a title, a description, some keywords, and the name of the author of the page if you want. This social image here is the image that would appear if you would link to our page here on social media. Think of Facebook. When you see a post or an ad that links to an external website, there's usually usually an image. This would be the one we define here. Next, we have background. Here we can change this background picture here, or set a background color for our page, or even use a YouTube video as our page background. By the way, you can of course upload any image you have, or you could choose from the templates, gradients, patterns, etc. here. Or you could directly search on these platforms here and simply use pictures and graphics from there. The typography menu is where we set our default fonts and colors for headlines and content. If you set up a page with lots of text, then definitely set this first before you start creating your page. You'll save a lot of time. Lastly, we have the general settings here. The first one here is on submit go to. Now if you remember, I mentioned earlier that the default workflow after the submission of the form here is that the next page in the funnel will be shown. In our case, the thank you page. If you want to override this workflow and define another page where your leads should land after they click this button, you can define that URL here. This field here is where you would define your digital asset that would be delivered by automatic email once someone opted in on our page here. If you are not using the ClickFunnels internal email tool, this is irrelevant to you. The affiliate badge links back to ClickFunnels and is shown in the bottom right corner of the page. You can decide whether you want to show it or not. For this example, let's enable it. The last setting is where you can define whether your landing page will be visible on search engines or not. Let's disable it in this tutorial. And finally, you could save this page we've just created as a template so you can use it for future designs. Once you're done, click on save and then exit the page editor here. And then edit your thank you page in the same way. Again, I'm gonna speed up the video here. Now we're almost done, so let's check our funnel by clicking on Visit Funnel URL up here. As you can see, the page itself looks good, and as you can see down in the bottom right corner here, this is the affiliate badge I mentioned earlier and we enabled for this tutorial. But what your visitors see in the address bar of their browser here, this doesn't look good. This URL does not convey a professional and trustworthy impression. The way we can change this is by adding our own domain to our ClickFunnels account and then use it for our lead magnet funnel here. So let's do this now by going into your account settings from the menu in the top right. Scroll down and click on domains and then here on add new domain. Now you have two options. One, you click here on the left to buy your domain through ClickFunnels, or two, you click here to add your domain that you already own or that you're going to buy from an external domain registrar. I've never used this option of buying a domain through ClickFunnels and I also don't recommend it. An external domain registrar gives you full control over your domain. ClickFunnels does not. Also, the external domain registrar is cheaper. And if you keep watching this video, you can get your domain even cheaper again. So first let's jump over to my domain registrar, which is Namecheap. Now we're in my Namecheap account here where you can see my main domain name, nyavimi.com. Just as I explained in the previous video, I obviously don't want to use this root domain because that's where my website is already hosted. If we would assign this domain to the landing page we've just created, my website would no longer be accessible, which obviously would be bad. So in cases like this, if I want to use my main domain and not any other spare domain just for this landing page, I have to add a new subdomain. For example, like go.nyavimi.com or welcome.nyavimi.com or hello.nyavimi.com or something like that. The way we do this is by going to the Advanced DNS tab, because we will have to add a so-called CNAME record. As you can see, my domain already has many different kinds of records assigned to it that are used for different purposes. For example, to point to a landing page, to point to a funnel, or for domain ownership verification, email deliverability and stuff like that. So let's decide for this tutorial that we want to use the subdomain hello.nyavimi.com. We first go back to our ClickFunnels account, click on the option on the right here, then enter our subdomain and click on Add Domain. Now ClickFunnels tells us how we have to set up our CNAME record inside Namecheap. So let's copy this value here and go back into the Namecheap account. Here we click on Add New Record and select CNAME record. Then we have to enter the host, which is our subdomain. So in this case, it's hello. And the target or the value is the address we just copied. And the TTL, the time to live, we leave on automatic. Then we save the changes, go back to ClickFunnels and click on I've done this step. Now we could already connect this new subdomain to a funnel, but we skip this for now because there's another important thing we have to do first. So just click on Just Show Me My Domains. Here you can see that the new subdomain has been added successfully, but is not secured yet, which means that the browser address bar will show a not secure warning, which is definitely not something you want your visitors to see. So we need to enable SSL now, which is a security protocol. Go to the menu here on the right and click on Edit. Then scroll down and enable SSL. It can take minutes, hours or even days until this is done, but in all the domains I've connected to ClickFunnels so far, SSL has always been enabled within an hour or so. Once that's done, the final step is to connect this subdomain to our funnel. Let's go back and click on Settings, then simply select the subdomain from the menu here and scroll all the way down to save and update the settings. And now, when we click on Visit Funnel URL again, you see it opens with our own domain. By the way, the path shown here after the / can also easily be changed by clicking here on this cog icon and changing the path here. Earlier I mentioned that we're going to be using our thank you page for a very specific purpose. Let me explain. This funnel here, as it is already great to get people into your world by giving them your free lead magnet in exchange for their email address. Your lead magnet could be anything: a free checklist, a list of resources, a free course, something of value that your leads want so that they enter their email address to get it. Speaking of, your lead magnet can be delivered by email or as a download from your Google Drive, Dropbox, or from any other platform where you can host your files or videos. Once they submit the form on the opt-in or landing page, they will be forwarded to the thank you page. Now, most people only use the thank you page, to thank their new leads for their interest in that thing they will receive now. But we utilize the thank you page in a smarter way. Let's go back into the page editor, where we will change only 3 things. 1, we change the text on the page a bit and add a few paragraphs. 2, we replace this picture here. And 3, we add a button at the bottom of the page. I'll partially speed up this part again, but of course I'm going to explain why we're actually doing this. By the way, when you add new elements to your page by clicking on the plus sign here on another element, or up here under Elements, Add Element, then this menu on the right will open where you can see all the elements you can add to the page. And there are lots of it. Also, quick side note here, when you design an order page for a sales funnel, for example, and not just a lead generation page like this, there will be other elements available that are required for secure payment processing, etc. So now our thank you page looks slightly different. What we just did was to turn this page from a simple thank you page into a so-called bridge page. What's a bridge page, you might be asking? It's called like this because you use this type of page when you want to connect 2 different but related ideas for your lead or customer. You bridge the gap from where they are now to where you want to send them. In this particular case, our leads are interested in the lead magnet we've presented to them. They wanted it, so they submitted their email address to get access. Now, instead of just letting them close the thank you page right away, we use this unique opportunity to pre-frame or pre-sell them on the thing we really want to offer or sell to them. This strategy is very often used by affiliate marketers because when we promote an affiliate product, we don't have control over the sales funnel, only the owner of the product has. But what we can control is our bridge page that we put in front of an affiliate product funnel. And that's exactly what we're doing here with this example. The lead magnet in this tutorial is my free sales funnel and ClickFunnels training course. On the thank you page turned bridge page, I then start talking about a topic that is still related to sales funnels and ClickFunnels, but the purpose of the page has now shifted from merely thanking our leads to making them curious again. We want our leads to continue the journey by clicking that new button down here, which in this case sends them to an affiliate offer. Of course, you can use this bridge page to send your leads or customers to your own products and offers instead. It doesn't have to be an affiliate product. Just make sure that this bridge you create with this page connects 2 related ideas. Otherwise it doesn't work. Now, another quick tip here. Instead of using this very simple picture here that doesn't really do much, I would definitely record a quick 2 to 3 minute video in which I talk about what's going to happen now when they click that button and what they will see on the next page. This way, your bridge page is much more effective because people can relate more to you and what you say when they see you. So instead of leaving money on the table by using a simple but in fact useless thank you page, we are smarter. Use a bridge page. Now, before I'm going to show you how you can get a copy of this landing page, let me give you something else. Consider it a thank you gift to those still watching. Down below in the description you'll find a link where you can get your domain at a discount. At the time of recording, you can get your own .com domain for just $5.98. So click the link below and grab your domain before someone else does. On the page that opens, look out for the coupon code shown and then apply it at the checkout. Alright, let's come back to how you can get this landing page. First things first, in the description you'll find a link to this lead magnet / bridge funnel that we have just created. When you click that link, one of 2 things will happen, depending on whether you're logged into your ClickFunnels account or not. If you are logged in, a page will open on which you'll see the name of our landing page and this Add Funnel button. Now when you click on this button, the funnel we've just created will be copied directly into your ClickFunnels account from where you can customize it to your liking and use it in your business. If you're not logged in or don't have a ClickFunnels account yet, another page will open instead where you can either log in or start your free 14-day trial. And that's how you can build your landing page in ClickFunnels and connect your own domain to it so that you can get new leads, grow your email list, and turn your landing page from a simple lead magnet funnel into a bridge funnel to connect your leads to your own offer or an affiliate product so you can start making money. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos about starting and growing your successful online business. In the next video, we're going to talk about how I set up my company remotely, entirely online, and without all the hassle of excessive bureaucracy and paperwork. If you can't wait until that video comes out, I'll put a few links in the description where you can read more about the how and the why on my website. I'm Sascha Meier, helping you succeed smarter.